Hi, welcome to 3D Animation Area. I am Autodesk Maya online teacher. Today we are doing bouncing ball animation using GraphEditor. Okay, let's start. So now let's bring the outliner in the left side and in the middle perspective, keep the axis, there is Z axis pointing towards you. You are seeing the axis here, right? That Z axis should be pointing towards you. That is the front side of the camera. Now channel box in the right side. Now go to create polygon primitives, plane, and increase the width to 23, and you can decrease you can switch off the grid for visibility. You can decrease the height and increase the sub-D width. Okay, this is okay for me. Right, now on this the ball is going to bounce. Okay, now let's keep it here from here, like 10 or 11 minutes, 12, right, 1.5. Right. So like this, let's keep it. Now name this as ground and create a polygon primitive sphere and go to right, front view. You can see the plane, the ground here. We have to make the sphere a ball size. This like can be half size the smaller. Yeah, this is okay. Now we are going to make this ball bounce on this ground. Now let's name this as ball. Right. Now you can see the translation in Maya units is 3.8. Let's keep it in 6. Later if we want we can even increase it. For now we will keep it to the 6. So from here it is going to bounce like this here, and again it will bounce, and it will progress in the x-axis. At the same time it will be bouncing, and it reduces. The height reduces and it goes flat to the ground in the final. So how to do this bouncing ball using GraphEditor, and we'll be using only little in the perspective. We'll be working in the perspective little, and rest of the work will be in the GraphEditor. Okay. So now let's switch off the grid. And, means we can extend the this ground's length. Now we have to place the pivot at the starting of the ground. Right. Okay. At first frame, okay, set this to 200. At first frame, in the x-axis it is at 0. Okay, at first frame, x-axis 0, and z-axis we won't be using because to view it from the front side we need to see only the this side, that is only front side we are going to see. So we don't have to move it in the z-axis, that is this way we need not go, and it goes diagonal. We won't be able to uh, track the ball correctly. So for that reason, we won't be moving it in the z-axis. Only x and y we will be using. Okay. Go to front viewport, key both of them, and come to the 100th frame, and in x let it reach 12. This till here means it should be like 25. Yeah, okay, 25 is okay. Now let's keep both of the keys, though I didn't type any values in the y, but still we will key it. Okay, now you play it and see in the perspective. From here it's going here. Okay, fine. So the rest of the things we are going to do in the GraphEditor. You can keep the front view here and go to Windows, Animation Editors, GraphEditor. In that you can see X is progressing like this. That is, this is, as I told you, this is frames. The horizontal line here you are seeing is frames, and vertical line you are seeing here is space. Okay, so time into space. Now we can make this, we have selected this translation X, make it linear tangent, right? So we are going to work in the y-axis. Now at 7 it's going to or 10 it's going to come down. You can switch on the auto key here. I have already switched on. So before you are going to move it, you can switch it on. Okay, just move it and you will see the key. So this is where it is happening. Just now the rest of the work will be adding keys in the GraphEditor itself. Okay, this is the hitting point of the ground. Okay, now in the next 10th frame it is going up. Select this one and select the middle mouse button here. It will get added up. That is, one keyframe will get added up. You don't have to come and move here the sphere. You can just keyframe here, add the key, and then get keyframe. Now we are going to select it and move it like this. Okay, like this. And again go to 30th frame, add keyframe, let it come down, select this one, type the same value 5.503 on 503, right? Now go to 40th frame and add the key, raise it here, and 50th frame, add the key and bring it down and type 0.503. You can see the height is reducing. First the height is 6 units, Maya 6 units. That is, in the translation Y it is 6 units. You can see that it hit the ground bouncing, and again it went up, but it is not reaching the 6th Maya unit, but little 4 or 4.5 is able to reach. Then again it is coming down, again going up. By the by, it is reducing its height. Why? Because gravity is pulling, so it is, by and by, it is reducing its height. Now 60th frame, again add the point. Every 10th frame we are adding the point and making a change. Now 70. This we can pull it here, it will be easy for us. So in 70, I'm middle clicking, I'm selecting this second icon and to add the keyframe here, and using the middle click mouse button, then pressing the W in the keyboard and bringing it down the keyframe and typing here 0.503. Now 80th frame, again add a point to this keyframe, can be like this. Then 90th frame again, point 503. So this also should be 503, 503, right? Now what we have to do is you just play it and see how it looks. Yeah, it's like the bouncing is happening, but the force is not there. There is the acceleration, deceleration, that is ease in, ease out, is not there. So that we have to fix. For that we have to do one thing: select the curve, right click, you will see something called weighted tangents. Now it is in non-weighted tangents. Switch on the weighted tangents by choosing it. You can see the tangent handle has changed. This is called tangent handle. I can just select the keyframe and then select the tangent handle, and middle click, using the middle click I can move it, stretch it, all that I can do. But in non-weighted tangents, you can see it has changed. Something has changed. It looks like arrow mark, means a small arrow mark, reversed arrow mark is there. It means it is locked, we cannot stretch it. So that is the nature of non-weighted tangent. So we are switching on the weighted tangents so that we can stretch it. See, we can stretch it. And pressing hold the shift in the keyboard and using the middle mouse button and dragging it to stretch and shrink. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing here also, or I can just press in the flat tangent and make it done. Here also same thing, flat tangent. Now for this also flat tangent, and you just play it and see. Okay, it's somewhat better. Now what is missing is when the ball is going to hit the ground, it will bounce forcibly because gravity is pulling it, but there is an obstacle called ground and ball is hitting hard on that, so it has to bounce back forcibly. So for that, this ease out should not be there. You can see this is called ease out, this acceleration from slow to speed and again slow. I'll zoom it and show you. This design of the curve you are seeing, this is acceleration, that is from slow to speed. This is speed. This area, the sphere will be traveling very fast, and again it slows down and settles softly. That's called ease out, and this is ease in. So easily it enters animation, movement, and it goes fast, and easily it settles in. that softly it settles. So that soft settling is what we see as problem here. That is, we need a forcible bouncing. That is, when it is coming down, when the ball is coming down, it should become more fast. The more it progresses towards the earth, towards the ground, it should become more fast. So for that, what we should do is go to GraphEditor, select the curve, right click, and break tangent. Okay, for these things we need not break tangent actually. See, break tangent means this one. So for upper things we need the tangent to be locked, that is, it should be unified. I will right click and go and say unify tangent. See what happens to the tangent handle. You can see the dotted lines are no more there. When I switch on the break tangents, it becomes a dotted line, means it can be broken. You can just select the one single handle, one half of the handle, and you can make this break. So that what it means is, here ease in, it enters animation, ease out, but after this point it goes very fast. So we don't want that actually. In the upper keyframes we want flat tangents and it should be unified tangents. So make it flat tangents and make it unified tangents. But in the down keyframes, the keyframes that are in the lower portion, that is when it is hitting the floor, it should be broken tangents. So what I will do, I am selecting these things, this also, and right click, break tangents, and say this one, that is, it's a linear tangent. And pressing this icon, see what is going to happen for the tangent handles. You can see it is becoming, one thing is it has broken and it is linear, that is, it is pointing towards up, so that in animation it will be like this. The sphere enters, that easily it enters and it goes fast and hits in the same fast the ground. In the same rapidness the ball hits the ground. Like that it hits. And so now again it forcibly, because it has hit the ground hardly, so it immediately bounces back to the sky forcibly. So that is what we are seeing, that effect we are trying to bring through this broken tangents and linear tangents. Now you go to the perspective and just play it. Rewind it and play it. Now you can see the ball is hitting hard the ground. If you want more faster and more hard the ball should hit, means then we should decrease the time length, that is entirely. For that we can go to Windows Animation Editors, Dopesheet. In the Dopesheet you can see I have selected these 10th frame and 30th frame, 50th frame and 70th frame, 90th and 100th. These frames are I have selected same. Here also it is showing the selection in the Dopesheet. So Dopesheet and Graph are same except for one thing. Dopesheet will show only the timeline, whereas GraphEditor will show along with the timeline the space line also it shows. That is, in this time, in this particular frame, where the ball's location is, that it will show. In this, suppose for example, at 20th frame, the ball is in 4.5 units Maya units distance from the world center, so that it is shown. But in Dopesheet it won't show the space where it is, where the ball's location is, you cannot find. But you can easily scale the time. That is, you can either shrink it or make it bigger, make it larger. I will show you that. Now I want to scale down the time length. So for that, what I will do is select them, press R in the keyboard, that is scale icon, and you will see this can see this white color lattice like structure there. You, at the corner, down corner, you press your middle mouse button, press hold it and drag it like this. It will get scaled up automatically. I am scaling it from 100 to 70. See here also it's reflected. You can see it became small. Now you just play it and see. Yeah. Let's put the frames as 72. Play. So this ball bouncing I'm illustrating is to tell you the tools you can use in GraphEditor and Dopesheet, how to make use of it for any animation, not just ball bouncing. For any animation, how to make use of this tangent handles, weighted tangents, and using the GraphEditor itself, you can add keyframes in betweens. So now let's close the Dopesheet and keep the GraphEditor. And if you want the sphere to bounce forcibly, then go to GraphEditor and do this one. Like this, like this, like this, little, not much, like this. Yeah. Now let's see, let's play and see. Yeah. So for realistic thing, we have to we need to deal with the more length. That is, now we are covering only from Maya 6th unit of Maya to the ground, to hit the ground. We are taking 70 frames, 71 frames, and 25 Maya units in the x-axis. So that won't be enough. At least some 50 Maya units in the x-axis will be needed, so that it bounces many times and gets settled. So, but for illustrating shortly, I am dealing only with the small length, that is 10 to world center to 25 Maya units. Okay. If you want more bouncings, same thing you have to do. That is, you can delete these things and add again, that is 10 or 8, 1 to 8 and 8 to 16 and 16 to 26. Like that you can keep on adding. Here you can keep on adding, and this length also you can increase. That is, in the x-axis you will increase the length, the distance it is covering ultimately from 25 to 50. You can just put it. Now you can see it is going beyond the view. See, it goes beyond the view. So like that we can do. I will undo it. When you're trying it, you can just do that many times, bouncing and getting settled. Okay, realistic effect you can try, but this is how you should do it. Like in GraphEditor, once you first keyframe the first keyframe and last keyframe, either it can be 70th frame or 100th frame or even 150th frame, but first and last keyframe should be there. Then go to GraphEditor, then you start adding keyframes in the graph, that is in the y-axis, and adjust the tangents, switch on the weighted tangents and keep adjusting it, and you can achieve your goal. Sorry. So this is the concept of keyframing, ball bouncing. This GraphEditor is very powerful when you are doing character animations. That is especially when the character has to from slow to speed and from speed to slow. No animation will be linear. It is uniform. It will have this acceleration and deceleration. So for bringing those ease in, ease out, acceleration, deceleration, fast and slow, these variations, you have to use GraphEditor. And for the entire time length to to scale it, to shrink it or make it bigger in time, you have to use Dopesheet. So like that we can use. And in time slider also you can move the keys, like pressing shift and press holding the shift and the left mouse button and moving it. Like that we can move actually, but sorry, in Dopesheet it is very easy to move. Go to Dopesheet and you can see that to select and move it using the middle mouse button, it's very easy. So use Dopesheet and GraphSheet this way. It will make your work, animation, keyframing work very easy. Okay, that's it for today. You can visit my website 3danimationyajna.com to know about my online classes and my showreel videos. Please subscribe my channel to see more videos on Maya software. Thanks for being with me. Cheers.